So you're looking for a dog trainer here in Pawleys Island? You have come to the right place. In the next few minutes, we're going to cover everything you need to know to find the absolute perfect fit for you and your dog. The goal here is to help you make a really confident, informed decision.
You know, life with a dog in Pawleys Island is something pretty special, isn't it? It's all about those walks along the marsh, trips down to the beach, and just relaxing on a local patio. Having a well-trained dog just makes every single one of those moments better, safer, and honestly, just more fun for everybody.
Okay, so where do you even start? Well, the very first step is to get a handle on the main approaches to modern dog training. This is going to help you find a style that really clicks for both you and your dog.
These days, the gold standard in dog training is something called positive reinforcement, and it's a really simple idea. You just reward the behavior you want to see more of. This method is not only effective and humane, but it builds this fantastic, trusting relationship with your dog, which, is a perfect fit for the laid-back vibe of our community.
You also need to figure out the right format. Group classes? They're fantastic for socialization and learning general manners. Private sessions are perfect if you need to tackle specific issues that happen right at home, like, say, jumping on guests. And then you have board and train programs. They can offer a really intensive start, but just remember, you're the one who has to keep up with all that training after your dog comes back home.
Okay, so once you have an idea of the style and the format you're looking for, how do you actually check out a trainer? Let's take a look at what makes a qualified professional.
Now, here's an interesting thing. South Carolina doesn't actually require licenses for dog trainers. So, looking for certifications is a great way to gauge their professionalism. It shows a trainer has really invested in their education. A CPDTKA is a solid certification for general obedience and manners. The other two you see here, well, they point to a much deeper expertise in more complex issues like anxiety or reactivity.
Think of this as your checklist for that first phone call or consultation. You definitely want to hear them talk about positive reinforcement. And here's a great local-specific question. Ask how they tailor their training for our coastal environment, with distractions like shorebirds or all the water. And of course, always get clear on the total fees and what kind of homework or support you'll get between your sessions.
All right, let's talk about one of the most practical parts of this whole process, figuring out what to budget for professional training right here in our area. So, what can you actually expect to invest? Now, costs are definitely going to vary based on a trainer's experience and the type of service, but here are some really solid local averages to give you an idea. As you can see, the price ranges are pretty wide. A 6-week group class might run you a couple $100s, while a really comprehensive board and train program is a much bigger investment. And here's a good tip. Always ask if travel fees apply, especially if the trainer's coming out to you on the island.
Now, beyond just the training, being a responsible dog owner in Pawleys Island also means you gotta know the local rules. So let's quickly cover the essentials.
First up, the leash law. Georgetown County is very clear on this. Your dog has to be on a leash and under your control anytime you're off your own private property. This goes for beaches, community paths, parks, everywhere. It's really all about keeping everyone safe.
Next is the rabies vaccination. State law requires that your dog is vaccinated and, this is important, wears the rabies tag on their collar at all times. It's also good to know that while that tag is mandatory, Georgetown County doesn't require a separate pet license.
And finally, in a close-knit community like ours, nuisance barking is something you have to be mindful of. Good training can really help manage things like separation anxiety or alert barking, and that makes sure both you and your dog are being great neighbors.
Okay, you found your trainer. You know the rules. Now for the fun part, putting all that great training into practice around our beautiful town. These local spots are basically fantastic real-world classrooms. You can work on recall down at Pawleys Beach during the off-season, practice polite leash skills at Huntington Beach State Park, or teach your dog to stay calm among the crowds and all the beauty of Brook Green Gardens. And the Waccamaw Neck Trail, it is absolutely perfect for mastering that loose leash walk.
Choosing the right trainer really is the first step toward a happier, less stressed life with your dog, and we wish you the absolute best on that journey. A well-trained dog isn't just a pet. They become your partner for enjoying every single part of our incredible coastal life, from those quiet evenings at home to fun days out with family and friends.